looking at the school, like, wow, it's really here. Hey, Grant. How you doing, buddy? Hey, man, good to see you, good to see you.
Working hard.
Hey, Lorraine. How you doing? Good to see you, good to see you, good. Well, I'm originally from Columbia, South Carolina, and lived the majority of my adult life in Rock Hill, South Carolina. But I'm coming back home to South Carolina from living in Iowa for the past 5 years. You know, being away from family is probably the toughest part about living in Iowa. Yes, I am married to my beautiful wife, Michelle. We've been married for 15 years. We have 2 wonderful children, Cameron, who is 14, who will be a 9th grader here at Wade Hampton. That's my son, and then my daughter is Kaden. She's going into the 7th grade, and we have 2 dogs, Alpha and Delta. They're both boxers, and so that's our immediate family. Probably one of the major reasons why we decided to come home is being close to family. Family is everything to us, and so we're extremely excited about that. I really feel like Wade Hampton chose us. Wade Hampton is a perennial school, well known around the state, and I would even argue around the country. It's a great honor to be part of a school with this enormous culture of academic achievement and total success of the whole child. I like to think of it as Wade Hampton chose us, and we're just extremely excited to be a part of the whole journey. I'll tell you, my number one hobby is probably a guilty pleasure of mine, is I love to cut my grass. I like to see the lines, in the grass. And so I cut my grass probably 2 or 3 times a week, and I may be on the borderline of compulsive behavior. But I love to see my grass cut. It's kind of a refuge and a getaway for me. So here's the best advice I can give any student is be yourself. Be yourself and be genuine, and understand this one thing. I love to have fun. I am all about relationships, and there's no question that you can ask me that's gonna be too weird or too strange or out of bounds, particularly if it's dealing with you wanting to get better and wanting to know who I am and me getting to know who you are. So that's probably the best advice I can give students. Just be very genuine, be who you are, don't be someone different. And I will adjust to your personality. I will adjust to who you are, and hopefully that will create a lot of great relationships between me and every student here at Wade Hampton. Let's humanize it a little bit. Probably the most embarrassing time of my life was at my previous school that I was principal of, when I was speaking in front of the staff, I accidentally passed gas, and it was loud. I just wanted to run out of the room. I wanted to run out of the room. It was the most embarrassing thing in the world. I kind of figure everyone does this, but it's just unlikely that the principal of the staff would have done that. That was quite embarrassing. I've done a lot of quite embarrassing things in my lifetime. I can think of a time when I blew it, when I really blew it, like really made a mistake. I remember there was one kid who was a student of mine. He really would do everything to really get on your nerves and just poke the bear. And there was one particular incident where he did something that was probably very minor, and he had frustrated me so much that I ended up suspending him from school. And it was probably not the most appropriate response at that time. And I blew it because I had a chance to form a relationship with this kid, and I blew it because I lost my cool. The consequence ended up being him not learning, and that's never good. So we had to come back with another response. I called that kid back to my office a couple hours later after I had a chance to calm down, made amends to him. He was still mad and upset with me, but to this day, he considers me to be a mentor of his, and he considers me to be a person he calls on to this day for advice. And it was probably it was a blunder at the time that it happened, but ended up being something that was very, very good for me and for him. There are very few places in this world that can change and impact a person's life for the better. School is one of those places because every single day you have 8 hours where you can interact with people and you can impact their lives. Wade Hampton High School specifically is one of those special places. I tell people all the time when I have a chance to talk about Wade Hampton and my limited experience thus far is I see this school as being the beacon on the hill, right? It's the shining example of what academic excellence is. It's the shining example of students who have a lot of talents on the field, on the basketball court, or any court, on stage, in the classroom, in career settings. And Wade Hampton has a future of being the perennial flagship school of this state, if not the nation. And you just can't not be excited about something of that nature. But you can't hold back that enthusiasm. And so I'm looking forward to what this means for us. I'm looking forward to what it means for me and being a part of this wonderful family and being a general and learning what it means to be a general. And I'm hoping that enthusiasm flows off onto everyone else and we begin to dream and imagine all of the great things that exist, not only here at Wade Hampton, but in Greenville County Schools.